Well, we want to welcome you to the start of the 4th season of Madera Racing on MAVTV. The RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model is set to go for $5,000 to win. I'm Stephen Blakesley alongside my partner in crime, Outback Andy Foster. As we get ready,
welcome to the booth, buddy.
That's right. As we get ready for another season of MAVTV Racing, the field is already starting to make their way off of the grid. Let's take a look at our starting lineup.
The 22 car from Bakersfield, our defending champion, Buddy Shepherd, in that Exalted car returns, and he will start on the pole tonight.
One of several drivers graduating from the 5150 Junior Late Models today, the 2 car of JARRETT GILMER.
The 18 car, good to see it out there. That's the Cook's Collision entry of Jack Wood.
Car number 11, another Junior Late Model standout with 6 career Junior Late Model wins. Our Rookie of the Year from last year, Austin Herzog.
The 92 from Napa, California, is young ZAMPA out there. Good to see Logan ZAMPA back in that 92 car.
Yep, our runner-up last year. The 99 car right behind him, making his first Madera Speedway Pro Late Model start. Modified standout, Lenny White.
Yes, and right behind him, another veteran, the 98, the Cook Roofing entry from Mariposa, California. It is Glenn Cook.
A Mini Cup and Junior Late Model graduate in that 98 ride. Good to see him here in the Toyota, and that is Adam the Bullet LEMKE. Yeah, and look at that, though. Gilmer was able to hang on to second. The battle is for 4th as the 18 car of Jack Wood inside the 99 of Lenny White.
Young Austin Herzog in 3rd, and that's a good outside battle. Lenny White
side by side here right off the get-go, so pretty good start for those two.
Wood has run some super late model races here. And Matt Erickson joining the party. That's a brand new car for Matt Erickson. First race on this car, so doing a great job in that 42.
Pace truck pulls off. They work their way through turns 3 and 4. This is an interesting restart with Shepherd on the bottom. Looks like he got it right, and we are green.
We are green. Buddy Shepherd gets a clear run into turns 1 and 2 down the back. Austin Herzog straightens up. They are right behind each other. Then we go back to 2 by 2 behind them, and that is Gilmer and White. Alongside Erickson is Jack Wood. That 3rd row behind him, Matt Erickson comes back at him in the turn.
Top 3 cars under a blanket here on lap 45 of this main event. The top 3 are all right together and starting to pull away from 4th place, Austin Herzog.
Big shout out too for the 5150 energy drink car, Carlos Vieira. Carlos has been making some great moves and moves to 6th place on the racetrack.
And right behind him, they're side by side for 7th place with the 90 car of Stramiska and the 51 of Vernon. There is still a lot of racing going on. I think we're about to have a battle here for 5th. Side by side for the 2nd position, and once again the top 3 motor away, and that battle for 2nd has been raging on for a lot of this race. Lenny White, I hope he ate his Wheaties this morning because he has been battling tooth and nail just about from the 30th lap of this race onward. White has been busy. Oh man, they almost made contact coming out of turn 4 that time.
Well, he's been busy all race. He's been busy with Buddy Shepherd. Now he's going to get busy with Matt Erickson.
And now it looks like he will clear Matt Erickson, and that's a pretty impressive maneuver there as the 18 of Jack Wood has spun out again almost in the same part of the racetrack.
Locked out all those championships.
Those are your champions right there, and they're trying to set the tone for 2018 for $5,000 to win.
You have a 2-time series champion and the most winningest driver in late model history at Madera Speedway. Pace building out of 4. Good restart from both guys side by side at the line.
Matt Erickson
drives it in there.
Might have miscalculated that. He held back just a little bit, but they are nose to nose down the back straightaway.
The high line, he knows he can clear Matt if he goes down here. Matt pushes him up. This is good side-by-side racing. Lenny White back in 3rd.
Erickson tries to crowd Shepherd. It works. He takes the lead back with 5 to go. Who is it going to be? Matt Erickson, Buddy Shepherd, and Lenny White have established themselves as the contenders. And this time around, it'll be 3 laps to go. 1 more mile around the fastest 1/3 mile in the West. And Erickson is starting to pull away.
Yeah, remember, this could be trouble for Buddy. Buddy wants to do that run, but you don't want to do it till maybe the last lap.
Who wins this race, Outback Andy?
Who wins this race? I would like to say Matt Erickson, but I am just torn between Matt and Buddy. This is going to be, we've seen cars get used up on restarts. there's some paybacks out there between those two lead drivers. Trust me, there's some more things out there.
We have a lot of our spotters and our producers are telling us don't count out the 99. Do not forget, the 42 of Matt Erickson is the race leader. He sets the pace. He has to go somewhere within those two sets of cones outside of turn 4.
There.
Great restart by both of these drivers.
Side by side out of turn 4, like you called it, Stephen, a great restart. Matt, this is where he's got to run Buddy up the racetrack right now.
Textbook. On the speedway for Matt Erickson and Buddy Shepard are two champions. They come down the back straightaway, a little bit of contact, but not much. They sail it through 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, side by side, it's going to be close.
Matt Erickson takes Buddy Shepard. Look at this, Carlos Vieira side by side with Lenny White. Who took that? Carlos got third on the line.
Once again, your $5,000 man for the second year in a row is Matt Erickson. He wins the season opener of Madera Racing on MAVTV.
Erickson was Buddy Shepard, Carlos Vieira, Lenny White, Austin Herzog, Ross Stramiska, Jace Romero, all the way from the B main, Glenn Cook, Garland Tyler, and Colby Berry, our graduate standout from the 5150 Junior Series, and a nice top 10.
So let's take a look at your starting lineup. Starting on the front row in the 51V will be the driver Racin Vernon, and on his outside, the 88B of Colby Berry.
Row 2, the 11 of Austin Herzog, the young star, and the most winningest driver at Madera Speedway for late models, Matt Erickson.
Row 3, a good effort for Sheldon Cooper in the 89, and to his outside, the 98 of Adam Lemke.
On row number 4, you've got the 73 of Garland Tyler, and on his outside, Adam Lemke.
Great to be in the star stand showing this great field of cars one more time around in a very unfamiliar front row as Bakersfield's Racin Vernon is going to bring them down alongside the 88 car of Colby Berry, the junior late model graduates, junior late model drivers, second and third on the grid. I give lap number 1 to the Bakersfield driver, Racin Vernon. A good turnaround to his fortunes and you get a great shot of the high speed field going into turn 1, and keep an eye on that 11 car of Austin Herzog. Lots of great battling going on all over the racetrack here. Battle is for 4th. Sheldon Cooper showing his nose to Matt Erickson, but we know Matt Erickson likes the outside, and now Erickson puts his head down and challenges Colby Berry for 3rd.
Erickson to the outside of Colby Berry. A look right behind him, the veteran Glenn Cook. Glenn Cook right behind it. Glenn Cook and Matt Erickson have done a lot of racing together in the Central California area. They've raced here at Madera and at Altamont back in the days.
5 laps down, and Matt Erickson, normally a late race driver out back, but he's already asserting himself around the outside here at the conclusion of lap number 6. That restart was so good, they actually gapped the 42 of Erickson, and Herzog's going to try to fill that gap. Unusual to see Erickson get off the line slowly like that, but he did, and that allowed Herzog to scramble to the bottom, and look who's outside Erickson. Look at this side-by-side racing.
And Tyler Herzog, they're getting it on side-by-side as well.
Both of these drivers on a little bit of a comeback trail after frustrating season openers. Remember, Adam Lemke was head-on into the wall in turn 3 to open the season, and one of our leading rookies battling for 9th place with Tyler Herzog. That's the best battle on the racetrack right now. Tell you what, Vernon's leading, but Herzog and the 42 of Erickson with those 602 crate motors are keeping him within arm's length, and this is an awfully close top 4 out back.
Yes, it is. Matt Erickson won round 1, went on to win a couple of our local late model races at Madera as well. Matt kind of thinking he'd like to win all the races this year.
Well, that was a pretty good one for Herzog, and Herzog decides, I'd like to assert myself. Here comes 15-year-old Austin Herzog. He got his first career fast time in the series, and out of turn number 4, give him lap number 20 to Austin Herzog. Yeah. Erickson is down there on the inside watching the 98 saying, wait, that's my move as they come together into turn 3.
Yes, they do. Racin Vernon is around.
And he gets collected by Sheldon Cooper. It's significant damage on Sheldon Cooper's car. The 88 of Colby Berry is also going to be in that crash.
Rosie came through the infield.
David Llewellyn is in this crash. Race leader, your winner of the $5,000 to win opener, Matt Erickson, and lots of great battling there with Austin Herzog. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a good, fun, hard racing. You know, we gave a couple donuts every once in a while. This car is good all since we unloaded, and then today we hit the main event, and something's not right on it. We didn't change nothing, so I don't know what the heck's going on with it. But I'm adapting to it, trying to find out what I can do to get away with. Hopefully we can find out what the problem is and get him on the jump again. We have 40 laps to go. Hopefully it goes green and we can just check out.
Erickson's going to get a great restart as they go up into turn number 1, and they're almost 3 wide for second as Erickson does his swing wide move. Herzog did a great job to scoot out of there, and look who's in third, the 38 of Ryan Hart.
That nearly worked for Ryan Hart. He got to the outside. Maybe he can do it on the inside. So they drive down into turns 1 and 2, straighten up down the back section.
That was one of the best efforts so far
Herzog.
for Austin
That was a
Herzog.
great lap for Herzog. But Matt Erickson drives it deep and high up into 3 and 4. And Herzog got a little loose, and that's all it took for Matt Erickson.
Erickson's been better than Herzog on the turns 3 and 4 end of the racetrack, but that time Herzog got it a lot better, but Erickson still strong at the business end. But who's going to get the pleasure tonight? We're about to find out. At a 5150 turn, did not slide the tires just as much, hit the 38 of Hart, but Erickson's so strong using that horsepower and momentum on the outside. Matt Erickson maintains the lead. The 77 trying to roll the outside. The Sly Fox, Rick Thompson, Hank Galswick Jr. sails in there underneath them. They're not done battling for third.
This is for a podium position, and that gets you on TV. So there's a lot of incentive for these two races to muscle up. And the Jack Wood now muscling the back of Galswick Jr.
And behind him, it is a fight for third place.
Who will get third place? It's a 3-car battle. Rick Thompson has that position now. Galswick Jr. trying to the inside, and Thompson got very, very loose, and Wood is muscling the back of Thompson. Galswick Jr. fights in. It's 3 cars wide going down the back.
Final lap of this race, they go nearly 3 wide as they roll through 3 and 4. Matt Erickson's going to win the $2,000
Ryan Hart will be second. Who will get
mortgage
third?
Race.
Oh, Galswick Jr. got loose out of turn 4, handing that to Rick Thompson.
How about it? Matt Erickson gets the victory here in round number 2 of the RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model Series.
Following Matt was Ryan Hart, Rick Thompson, Hank Galswick Jr., Jack Wood, Garland Tyler, Glenn Cook, Austin Herzog, Kevin Thompson, Quentin Harris for a big top 10. There were some big runs right there out of that group in the top 10.
22 cars on the grid. Let's take a look at our starting lineup.
Yes, it's an all-red front row tonight. The 26 of Wayne Rocher, the 51 of Grayson Burke.
The second row, the 22 of Buddy Shepard, and the 11 of Austin Herzog.
Row 3 sees Matt Erickson and Glenn Cook.
The fourth row, the 73 of Garland Tyler, 71 Kyle Gatula.
Row number 5, the 92 of Logan ZAMPA, the 52 of Ryan Philpott.
Row 6, Adam Lemke and Jarrett Gilmer.
Row 7, the 1 of Tyler Herzog, and the 88 of Colby Berry.
Row 8, Hank Galswick Jr. and Howard Holden, and now the cars behind them who came out of the B main.
Yes, Ross Stramiska on row number 9 with Ryan Hart.
Row 10, Dylan Tucker and Jack Wood.
The final row, Nick Rossi and David Llewellyn. Down in turns 3 and 4, it's go time. Green flag waving, and Rocher got kind of a jump on Vernon. Vernon drives it deep into 1, and as a slingshot out of turn 2, Racing Vernon gets the lead down the back into 3.
Old Altamont guys here. Matt Erickson and Glenn Cook side by side for the 4th spot.
Yes, they are side by side. Cook around the outside of Matt Erickson this time. Erickson in that MG Gilbert Construction Eshelman Racing entry. That's the new car this year for Matt Erickson. Herzog and Rocher, 2 young drivers going at it. This is for the 2nd place, and right behind them, Erickson and Cook. We're 2 by 2 for many, many rows, Stephen.
Going into turn 3, it looked like Erickson had the deal done, but then he slid the car out of 4. Nice tight shot down the back straightaway. Incredible camera work here on MAVTV. And Kyle Gatula trying to capitalize, as is the 73 of Garland Tyler. 2 by 2 here for the 4th position on the racetrack. 4th now solidly for the 42 of Erickson, but look who's about to follow him. Here comes Logan ZAMPA.
Logan ZAMPA. Logan's doing a good job. He's picked up a couple of positions, got around the outside of the 71 of Gatula. Now he's fixing to get around the outside of the 98 of the veteran Glenn Cook, and I think he's done it.
He is on the charge. The big difference is he had no rugby games this weekend, no football games. He could be here all week in practice. He was very calm and collected in the pits, eating watermelon, just hanging out. And here he is in the 5th position now, Logan ZAMPA. So we're 3 deep for the lead. We're 6 deep for 4th. The whole top 10 finds themselves in battling as Frank McBee indicates 5 to go to the break. If Vernon can hang on to lap 50, that is a win in its own right, and then they can go to work, they can dial in that car, and he'll be in a very good position to possibly win this race. But getting to lap 50 was crucial in that effort. He's only got 2 more laps left to do that.
Ryan Philbott goes a lap down, and Grossi about to go lap down. The lap before, Grossi got in the wall pretty hard. Racing Vernon gets into Grossi, and Logan Zampa's around.
Racin Vernon is the leader here at the break, and word just came in from race control, Racin, that you will remain the leader. Tell me what happened with Nick Grossi.
Just lap cars got to get out of the way sometimes, and can't slow down when you're the leader.
It looked like you were struggling a little bit with Blaine Rocha behind you there. What type of changes do you need to win your first race here at Madera?
We got to loosen it up really tight right in the center. It's really loose getting off, so that's where they're getting me at.
And now Gatula's going to jump to the inside of Herzog, so Herzog's got them coming at him inside and outside, and Herzog sideways trying to gas out of there. It's going to be interesting. Blaine Rocha is going to have to play a little offense and a little defense. He wants a shot at Racin Vernon. He has not been that great on the short run, and he's only got an 8-lap sprint to do it. A great start. That was perfect for Blaine Rocha. That was exactly what he needed to do to tuck up in there on Vernon, and they're going to go mano a mano, while meanwhile, here comes Gatula. Slid up in front of Ryan Hart, and Frank McBee had to back up a little bit there because they almost got into the wall. And so it's amazing to see Herzog fighting just to hang on to 5th, while meanwhile they're side by side for 3rd.
And how about these cars from the B main? The 90 of Stramiska, the 88 of Dylan Tucker.
For 4th place.
Yeah, and the 38 of Ryan Hart, and it's getting hot and heavy, 4 cars wide.
Yeah.
Turn number 4.
Yeah, 4 cars wide for 4th with 2 laps to go.
How about Matt Erickson with that wounded car? Matt now driving to the outside of these cars, and Matt also bringing Garland Tyler. So a couple of those wounded cars making their way
down through turns 3 and 4, out of turn number 4, round number 4.
He's finally done it.
To the 51 of Racin Vernon out of Bakersfield, and the mad scramble ends with a slide across the finish line.
Vernon, for the first time, wins here at Madera Speedway. A dominating performance for the Bakersfield driver.
Following Racin Vernon was Blaine Rocha, Austin Herzog, Ross Stramiska, Dylan Tucker, Ryan Hart, Adam Lemke, Matt Erickson, Garland Tyler, and Nick Grossi rounding out the top 10. That was some impressive driving by Ross Stramiska, Dylan Tucker, and Ryan Hart coming out of the beam.
For round number 5 of the European Mortgage Pro Late Models, joining me in the booth today, Jason Goldman. Welcome to the booth, buddy. Let's go with the lineup.
All right, out back, pleasure to be here on the front row. The 26 car, Blaine Rocha, and the defending winner of round number 4. Here's the 51 of Racin Vernon.
Row number 2, Logan Zampa. Alongside to him is Austin Herzog.
Row number 3, Matt Erickson in the 42 car, and Jason Aguirre in the 45.
Row number 4, the 98 of Adam Lemke, and Kyle Gatula alongside him.
And the 98 of Glenn Cook shares the row number 5 with the 52 of Ryan Philpott.
Row number 6, Tyler Herzog and Colby Berry, a couple of young stars.
Christian Roach and Ryan Hart in row 7.
Row 8, Hank Goldsrick Jr. and Dylan Tucker.
Ross Stramiska and Kayla Eshelman transferred in from the B main in row 9.
Also transferring from the B main on row number 10, Rick Thompson and Jarrett Gilmer.
And the final 2 cars to get in, David Llewellyn in the 16 and Garland Tyler in the 73.
There we go, green flags waving away, and Rocha and Vernon bring them to the green. That's a great start down in turns 1 and 2, and it's Vernon on the high line out of turn 2.
These 2 bouncing off each other through 1 and 2. Racin Vernon on the outside. The 51, Rocha sideways, chases up the track, and he'll take Blaine Rocha with him. That 26 car rolling the outside on Logan Zampa, the 92 car from up in the Napa area, trying to hang with Rocha on the inside through 3 and 4. It's Zampa up out of the corner, unable to do so. Rocha will go to the 2nd spot, tried to close the door, couldn't do it. And look, here comes Matt Erickson in the 42. Look at Erickson making the inside work in the 42 car, side by side with Rocha.
Erickson making it work, and also upstairs making it work, the 45 of Racing Jason Aguirre. Racing Jason, this is the ex-Jeremy Doss car. We know this car is super, super fast. So Racing Jason Aguirre having a great race out there. He's to the outside of Logan Zampa, and right in front of him is Blaine Rocha. Matt Erickson has moved to 2nd. We've got a good battle going on the racetrack with a driver that's inside the top 10. That's Adam Lemke, and he's battling it out with the 88 of Dylan Tucker.
And Ryan Hart trying to close in on the backside of that battle as well. That is for 8th and 9th, and Hart at the top of your screen there is in 10th position. That is Lemke and Tucker, and a little bit of contact between the 2 of them, it looked like. So they went through the corner, still contact down the back straightaway has allowed Ryan Hart to jump right up and join this battle again. This is for 8th, 9th, and 10th here on lap number 17.
As Eshelman and Lemke still go door handle to door handle, and 1 car behind them is that number 90 getting all that cool footage of this battle on the racetrack.
We look farther back in the pack now, and this is a battle between the 28 car,
Hank Goldswick
Jr. Yeah, and this is very deep in the field.
With the 2006 Altamont champion right behind him, Ryan Philpott, right behind Hank Goldswick Jr. on the race.
Nobody has won more pro late model races here at Madera than this man, Matt Erickson, in the leader at the halfway break. One nice ride with $250 in your pocket for that. But tell me about taking over the lead and what you saw from that 51 car of RACIN Vernon when you took over the lead.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was oil because I was getting little oil spots in my window. I knew it was either power steering or a hole in the oil pan or a valve cover. And then on that caution, he just pulled in and inherited the lead that way. And I just checked out, but before that, I was gaining on him. I think I would have been able to pass him on the bottom.
Start this time, Erickson leads Herzog and Aguirre into turn 1 out back.
Yeah, certainly Matt Erickson shuffling up. That was textbook restart. Jason Aguirre now racing side by side with the 11 of Austin Herzog, and Aguirre running up the racetrack. Tell you what, right now, that car is moving all over the racetrack, that Waterford irrigation car, and trying to keep that 11, I think, behind him of Austin Herzog. LEMKE and ZAMPA are going hard at it here. And right behind him, Ryan Hart. Ryan Hart, that is we talk about low budget. They are a total no budget team out of Los Palos, California. And Ryan Hart again doing a great job from 14th, and he is running in 6th.
And look at this battle here now. A couple of cars, 3 cars that transferred from the B main, as a matter of fact. The 09 of Kayla Eshelman. Right behind her is the 90 of Ross Tremiska, and then the 77 Rick Thompson here as we work lap number 47. And that right now is a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th down the front straightaway. Eshelman continues to lead a couple of drivers with years of experience over her.
Matt's car starting to get loose. So Matt will need to calm down a little, make sure that he hits his marks every lap. I'm talking about hitting the marks too. Right here, Jason Aguirre has to hit his marks because that 11 Herzog, young Herzog is muscling the back of that 45 entry and may get to the inside of him out of 4.
Herzog is doing everything he can to get to Aguirre in this battle for second, and that's important because of the championship implications. Matt Erickson won the first 2 races of the year, ran into some problems in race number 3. Herzog has the points lead but has yet to win a race, and doesn't look like he's going to win this one as we come around to 7 to go, but that extra spot could be huge come October in the 10,000 to win race. Aguirre has started to close the gap a little bit here on Erickson as we have 4 laps to go, and there's a few battles on the track, but we continue to watch this one for second between Aguirre and Herzog. Can Austin Herzog get to Jason Aguirre, and will lap traffic give Aguirre a shot at Erickson? That's another question with 3 to go.
Yes, he sponsored Waterford Irrigation for Jason Aguirre. They're here in force tonight to see him try and win this race. Matt Erickson dictating as we get ready with 2 laps remaining for Matt Erickson.
The Reverend Ron Spencer logo on the hood of that race car, and Matt Erickson will bring it through turns 3 and 4, and on a night that means so much to him, Matt Erickson wins round 5 of the RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model Series here at Madera.
At the halfway break, he said a win tonight would be so important to this team because of Reverend Ron Spencer, and Matt Erickson gets it done in dominating fashion. The shower begins.
Great victory for Matt Erickson tonight, followed by Jason Aguirre in his return to the MAVTV television series. Great second place run. Then Austin Herzog maintains the point lead. Adam LEMKE, the top running rookie right now in the RPM series. Ryan Hart, steady as ever. Logan ZAMPA, Ross Tremiska, Ryan Philpott, Kayla Eshelman, a big top 10, and another big top 10 by Colby Berry, 250, 150 graduates.
Well, it's time for round number 6 of the RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model Series. It's the $5,000 to win Summer Speed Fest 100. I'm Stephen Blakesley, joined by Outback Andy Foster. We have 22 RPM Mortgage Pro Late models. Let's take a look at that starting lineup.
Yes, it is Steve Blakesley on a warm summer's night out here in California. We find after the redraw, Austin Herzog in the 11H will lead him away with the 51V of RACIN Vernon on his outside.
Second row, Buddy Shepard and Garland Tyler.
Row 3 will be the 98L of Adam LEMKE and the 51 of Carlos Vieira.
Row 4, Logan ZAMPA and Jason Aguirre.
Row 5, the 42 of Matt Erickson and the 52 of Ryan Philpott.
Row 6, Nick Grassi and Christian Roach.
Row 7, the 88B of Colby Berry and the 84 Colmore.
Row 8, Kayla Eshelman and Hank Galswick III.
Row 9, we get into the B main cars, Ryan Hart and Jack Wood in the 18W.
Row 10, Eric NASCIMENTO Jr. and Ho-Ho Howard Holden.
Final row will be the 88D of Dylan Tucker and the 89 of Sheldon Cooper.
Double green flags from Frank McBee. We are underway, 22 cars strong here on a hot night in July.
Yes, we were. Great start too. Vernon to the outside. So a guy who's won a race recently and the points leader are going out of hard to front with Buddy Shepard right behind him at lap number 1.
Herzog trying to fight back on the bottom, and Buddy Shepard also working the outside from third.
These cars are getting a huge slingshot off of the turns tonight. I tell you what, the track has cooled down. It's been a very, very hot day here at Madera, and now the track is cooling down. These guys are getting some traction, Stephen.
The last time around, just kind of riding behind Vernon. He's not riding now as he takes a look, and you know, Herzog has shown them a nose, and I wonder if that turned up the intensity for Buddy Shepard. Logan ZAMPA tagging the wall that time. They're still side by side out back.
They are side by side. That is Garland Tyler from Modesto and LEMKE from Hollister. I tell you what, there's some great late model racing tonight, isn't it, Steve Blasey? You have Vieira right behind them. These guys have to be careful how they play this because Carlos Vieira is sitting right there.
Back to the battle for fourth, Garland Tyler and Adam LEMKE. And you know, they've really kept Austin Herzog in their sights for third as well, so that could develop as well as they're side by side down the front straightaway. Give it to Tyler here on lap 20. You look at that speed shot there, the whole top 6 are rather close together. It's really not that far back from Buddy Shepard to Carlos Vieira. Look at this shot again here. You'll see that they're really not pulling away at the front. Usually when the front settles down like this, you'll see them kind of drive away. Well, Grassi went upstairs to try to follow LEMKE. Now he goes back to the bottom. So if you're Erickson, you're wondering, man, I need this guy to pick a line because it's really kind of screwed up Erickson's momentum here, trying to figure out where these two rookie drivers are going to go. So your two top rookies in the series looking pretty strong right now, the 98 and the 21 right there.
Here at Madera as we come to the line.
And that's going to do it for our lap 50 break. Buddy Shepard leads him into the break.
An eventful first half here for Buddy Shepard, a two-time champion here at Madera Speedway. Buddy, how's the car feeling out front?
Oh, it feels really good. I can't thank Mike Keen and all my guys enough. They sure got this thing hooked up tonight. And we've just been out there logging laps. It seems like car feels pretty good, turns good. Back to throttle is really good. So I mean, we're gonna try and see what we can do in this next one. Hopefully we can just stay out front and not have to worry about too much.
Buddy Shepard leads here at the halfway point.
I tell you what, Steve Blasey, we have a great race going on so far with Austin Herzog in third. What a great race.
Oh, and Herzog.
Trouble on the restart. Herzog and Aguirre get together. And look at this, Grossi now and LEMKE and the 51 of Vieira go up to second, third, and fourth.
And this has given Buddy Shepard a cushion here on lap 52, but that was a wild moment coming back to green here at Madera.
Well, Aguirre moved from 8th to 2nd. Now he's got to move from about 6th or 5th place up to the lead. So this is going to be a pretty interesting night for that 45 car and the 11. And that is a good start from the two rookies side by side.
Yeah, those first 3 cars are going to jump away with an advantage there as Vieira shoves the nose. And remember, racing Jason Aguirre had fallen back. Now he's back in the mix. He's up to 4th. Round the outside of Vieira. He's trying to bring Herzog with him, but Vieira slides out of turn 4 and almost went 3 wide there. There's racing all over the place. Here comes Adam LEMKE.
Water California racer, that Corbin Cash Waterford irrigation car of racing Jason Aguirre is making some smooth moves out on the racetrack.
Well, now he's going to go after Nick Grassi, and maybe kind of ironic to give racing Jason Aguirre the Nut Up Great Taste Award passing the Nut Up car, but that's what he's trying to do, going around the outside of the 21. Yeah, we bring him down. The driver we're all keeping our eye on with the big target on his back is that 42 of Matt Erickson, who has muscled his way up into 4th place, but up front for 2nd, it's Adam, the Bullet LEMKE, the rookie driver, leading the rookies. There's a lot of strong rookies in this field, so LEMKE scoots out of there with 2nd. It's Buddy Shepard, Adam LEMKE, Carlos Vieira. The battle is again our points leaders for 4th. But Vieira got crowded there just a little bit by Erickson. Drag race for 3rd, Erickson and Vieira, and that's going to allow Shepard and Herzog to pull away here on lap number 83.
Yeah, we've got racing all over the racetrack as Matt Erickson and Vieira. We've seen them on screen a lot tonight. They are side by side.
Buddy Shepard staring down a very significant $5,000
win. Oh, we got trouble. Vieira and the 45 of Jason Aguirre. Vieira goes hard in the wall in turn 1. Very, very hard hit this good in the race.
And Aguirre might not be under speed as well, and Frank McBee.
For the first time here on MAVTV in 2018, Buddy Shepherd picks up the win and $5,000 in the shortened race. Out on top of his car, celebrating the two-time champion.
Following Buddy Shepherd was Austin Herzog, then Matt Erickson. That's your 2-point leaders, almost a tie. Austin Herzog winning that battle. Adam Lemke, the rookie, in 4th. Then Dylan Tucker, great top 5. Garland Tyler, Nick Grossi, Cole Moore, standout from Northern California. Racin Vernon, Kayla Eshelman rounds out the top 10.
Well, race fans, welcome along to round number 7 of the RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model Series. I'm Stephen Blakesley, joined by Outback Andy Foster. We have 24 Pro Late models. Let's dive into the starting lineup.
Yes, we are, Stephen, starting on the front row tonight. The number 92, Logan Zampa, alongside him, the number 90S, Ross Tremiska.
The second row, the 51 of Racin Vernon, the 11 of Austin Herzog.
We go to row number 3, the number 21E, Nick Grossi, and on his outside, Adam Lemke in the 98L.
Fourth row, Jesse Love in his debut alongside Colby Berry.
Row number 5, the 45, racing Jason Aguirre, alongside him, flying Brian Hart.
Sixth row, the all-time winningest driver, Matt Erickson and Garland Tyler.
Interesting, those guys are out of the redraw tonight. Row number 7, Dylan Tucker in the 88D and Kevin Thompson.
Eighth row, Rick Thompson and Lauren Papakoots.
You go to row number 9, Kayla Eshelman and Eric Woods.
10th row, Howard Holden and Sheldon Cooper.
You move to row number 11. You have the 17 of Will Martin and the 03 of Robbie Canettle.
Final row, Doyle Moen out of Idaho and the debut for J.J. Ferguson. Not quite an even start, but they liked it. We get green flags from Frank McBee, and Logan Zampa out of Napa, California leads them off into turn number 1.
I think Stremiska was a little bit conservative on that start.
Look at the move on the outside here by the 92 of Logan Zampa, and they give him lap number 4, but I'll tell you what, Vernon is fighting back here. This is an interesting battle. Side again for 4th as Lemke is going up the inside of Herzog again.
Herzog drives what we affectionately call that stealth challenger. I tell you what, that's a great looking machine too. Those two young guys side by side.
That's a great looking battle too. Great camera work by all of our guys here on Madera Racing and MAVTV. And you know what? Lemke, he's chipped away at it. He's been kind of moving Herzog up the hill every time out of 4. And that is a good run for Colby Berry and 2 rookies here, Colby Berry and Nick Grassi.
And Jesse Love right behind this battle. Jesse will just cruise around and get used to the field.
This is a good battle for 2nd, however. Ross Tremiska has really kept his nose in there, and this is a guy that's been desperate for a major victory in his career, and he's got a super slingshot run out of turn 2. He's going nut up style into turn 3, and Ross Tremiska, that's a nice move to take 2nd. As we jump back to 4th, Love is getting freight trained on the outside, it looks like, by Stremiska and by Matt Erickson. This is going to be a tough test for that 13-year-old.
Yeah, the 13-year-old is getting a big welcome to late model racing as Stremiska is desperate to try and get up there.
And out of turn number 4, we're going to get to the lap 50 segment with Racin Vernon leading Adam Lemke across the line.
Love hangs on for 5th, Erickson 6th. Wow, what a great first half.
In the lead after lap number 50, and you were telling me before we got on air that your car's getting kind of tight at the end of that run. What do you guys got to do to get rid of that problem?
We got to get the tight out of center. The 98 gave me a run for my running right there for the last 10 laps. Missed shift on that last restart. Kind of my fault, but we're going to try to get back up to the front.
Yeah, well, we're testing out just how loose did they make that 51 car, because he was sideways staring at the fans saying, hello, everybody. He was sideways down there. Still working on this battle for 2nd, however, is Zampa going around the outside of Lemke. And there was some thought, we were thinking off air, you know, which way should Lemke go? But he gave the outside to Zampa, and Zampa says, thank you very much, and he's going to try and take advantage of it. And the other guy that's scrambled upstairs is the 90, Stremiska right behind him. He has been loving the outside like we talked about in the break.
Oh, Lemke got sideways, brought the power down and turned it sideways. It looks like his teammate, Jesse Love, may get around the outside of Adam Lemke. These guys have raced each other wheel to wheel in open wheel cars at this racetrack. They know the way around here. Now they're racing their way wheel to wheel in stock cars.
Jesse Love is going to go around the outside and try to take third, but it's not going to last for long, I think, as LEMKE tries to fight back. Couple almost identically prepared Toyota sailed off into turn 3 for that third spot, right behind the 92 of ZAMPA.
Look at Dylan Tucker. Dylan Tucker now gets to the outside of LEMKE as well. Dylan Tucker, the longer the race goes, the better Dylan Tucker goes. But how about Jesse Love, 13 years of age, coming from a junior series, and Dylan Tucker now.
Yeah, this is disaster right now for the 98 of Adam LEMKE as Adam LEMKE falls back to 5th, and now he's got the 42 of Matt Erickson trying to seize him up. If Matt Erickson can go from 11th to 5th, well, you know, the 88 car went 13th to 5th. The 92 of ZAMPA has crawled up onto the 51 of RACIN Vernon. He's right there in the 38 of Jesse Love as well. We got a 3-horse race for the lead here on lap number 62. This is not over. Whoa. Matt Erickson's gotten a 4th, by the way. Matt Erickson has cleared Strmiska. We got another car off the pace. It's Colby Berry. Yep.
Yeah, it's smoke coming from underneath the hood of Colby Berry's car, so Colby needs to get that car down, which I think he's going to do, and we'll stay clean and green on the racetrack. Stephen Blakesley, it's Madera Speedway, the super fast 1/3 mile, and we're a tri-bank racetrack down here at Madera, and I tell you what, they are working this racetrack right now.
One more time for RACIN Vernon. RACIN Vernon, he won the race, the Armed Forces race, Memorial Day weekend, and he has been just about perfect in this race tonight. He'll sail it into MAVTV, turn number 3, out of turn number 4. What a performance by Bakersfield's RACIN Vernon. His second career win here in Madera Speedway for the guy at Bakersfield, RACIN Vernon. It's a big celebration down here in Victory Lane.
Second place, Logan Zampa, then Jesse Love, Matt Erickson, Ross Strmiska, Adam LEMKE, Garland Tyler, Ryan Hart, Kayla Eshelman, a big comeback, and Rick Thompson rounding out the top 10.
We have a great field of RPM Mortgage Pro Late models. Let's take a look at our starting lineup.
Yes, Jesse Love, the 38 car on the pole tonight alongside him, 73 Garland Tyler.
Second row, the 26 of Blaine Rocha, the 42 of Matt Erickson.
Row number 3 to the 92 of Logan Zampa, and the 11 of Austin Herzog.
Fourth row, the 45 Jason Aguirre, the 21 Nick Grassi.
Row number 5, the 90 of Ross Strmiska, and the 51 of RACIN Vernon.
Sixth row, the 99 Christian Roach, and the 98 Adam LEMKE.
Seventh row is the 2 of JARRETT GILMER, and the 77 of Rick Thompson.
Eighth row, the 88 of Dylan Tucker, the 38 of Ryan Hart.
Row number 9 sees Tyler Herzog alongside Lauren Kuntz.
10th row, Ho Howard Holden and Jack Wood.
We move on to row number 11. That's the 28 of Trevor Slunt and the 89 of Sheldon Cooper.
Final row, Kevin Thompson and JJ Ferguson. Young Jesse Love, the 13-year-old junior late model champion, on the pole position, slides out of turn 4, but we get the dual green flags from Frank McBee, but around the outside is going to go Garland Tyler. Side by side down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's side by side all throughout the field. Erickson leads, Herzog maintains second. And here comes the 26 car of Rocha, wants to get inside of this thing again. He has just been a constant in this race. Remember, he got a win back in April. He's trying to get win number 2 here in September.
Yes, and keep an eye on the battle behind him too. We got cars coming into this. We got guys like Ryan Hart, Dylan Tucker. We got Jason Aguirre, who's the 2018 Madera Speedway late model track champion, separate to the TV show championship. And those guys are coming into this battle that's going on between Rocha and Tyler.
Break as well as they sail off into turn number 3. And Herzog's going to give him all he can, but Matt Erickson's going to lead him into the break ahead of Austin Herzog, Garland Tyler, Ross Strmiska, and Blaine Rocha. Those 5 drivers are going to get to speak with Jason Galvin. All of our drivers are going to stop on the front straightaway for adjustments, and then we'll have 30 laps to go for $2,000 to win. It's all coming up next here on Madera Racing on MAVTV.
Smooth sailing here through the first 50 laps for Matt Erickson. Took the lead on lap 24. Looked like you were able to check out to a pretty comfortable lead. And then Austin Herzog started reeling you in there at the end. What do you have to do to keep that 11 car behind you for the last 30?
I'm not quite sure. I know I was pulling away a little bit there for a while, so I was just kind of babying it going in. Hopefully the car got a little bit more in there.
And we're back underway, and Austin Herzog continuing to maintain that second spot. And I think this battling for third is going to go all the way to the wire tonight.
Garland Tyler was all so close to the fence. That's allowed the Nut Up Industries number 90 Ross Strmiska now to overhaul that third spot. And Garland Tyler's hung up on the outside. He's going to lose spots to Blaine Rocha the way it's going.
as behind them they're going to battle here for 4th. So Strmiska's going to have that cushion.
Yes, they are. This is side-by-side battle, Rocha and Garland Tyler. Then side-by-side with them is Aguirre and Dylan Tucker. We have side-by-side battles all over the racetrack, but we're focusing on this battle for 4th place on the racetrack, and that is a 4-car battle, Stephen Blakesley.
That's a lot of give and take there. Maybe if we didn't have the short track shootout looming large, Rocha might have been willing to push the envelope there, but he didn't. He disengaged, and they continue a very, very nice battle.
The 2018 Madera Speedway late model champion, which is separate to the TV show. That's a local series. That champion is now in this battle, and we're looking at going 3 wide here. Geary on the inside, Rocha in the middle, and it was Garland Tyler on the outside. Now they've kind of left to Geary, but these guys have been side by side for some time now.
And that may play a hand there because Erickson tried to take it away, and Herzog had a nose, and now we're back to side by side for second.
Yes, we are back to side by side for second. Herzog trying to run the low line, trying to find a way past. Matt's loose out of turn number 4, Matt Erickson, but he holds on to the lead.
3 to go as here comes, this is the best run Herzog's had for a win yet. Here comes Austin Herzog to the inside. Erickson trying to take away the top. Herzog shoves the nose, got tight down there. With 2 to go, Erickson leads again and scrambles to the bottom.
Yeah, Matt's trying to scramble to the bottom. Can't really get that car to the bottom, but Austin Herzog very, very good on the bottom. Here we go.
He's shoving the nose a little bit.
This time. The white flag is coming out, and Matt Erickson leads him to the white flag.
And Strmiska gets into the back of Austin Herzog, and Herzog collects Strmiska, ironically, in a wild set of circumstances. Garland Tyler was blocked, so I don't think he's going to be involved, and they're going to go yellow checker on this race.
Matt Erickson wins here at Madera Speedway in the RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model Series. Where's the water? There it is. That's why I got out of the way laughing. I don't trust Rick Erickson, who's throwing water at me over here. The standard celebration with the 42 car, Matt.
Matt Erickson takes the win over Blaine Rocha, Dylan Tucker, Jason Aguirre, and Logan Zampa for the top 5. Back down to Jason Galvin.
26 Pro Late models ready to battle for $10,000 to win. Let's take a look at our starting lineup.
Yeah, starting on the front row tonight, the 51 Racing Venom, the 29 Randy Hendrick.
The second row, Buddy Shepard and Ross Strmiska.
Row number 3, Matt Erickson and Austin Herzog.
Fourth row, Jesse Love and Eric Holmes.
We go to row number 5, Carlos Vieira and Jagger Jones.
Row 6, Logan Zampa and Cole Moore.
Row 7, Colby Berry and Garland Tyler.
Row 8, Nick Grassi and Adam Lemke.
Row number 9, Anthony Gumano. Alongside Anthony Gumano, Christian Roche.
10th row, Trevor Huddleston and Tyler Herzog.
Move to row number 11, transfers from the B main, Jarrett Gilmer and Chris Strodman.
12th row, Dylan Tucker and Ryan Hart.
Then we go to the cars that took provisionals, on the final row, Rick Thompson and Blaine Roach.
In the RPM Mortgage Pro Late Model Series season finale, Racing Vernon brings them down.
Yes, Racing doing some down, but Randy Hendrick gets a bad start. That'll allow Buddy Shepard up to the inside of him and turns 1 and 2. Matt Erickson right behind Randy Hendrick. You see that blue nose of Matt Erickson, and Strmiska making some moves on the outside.
Side by side out of turn 4.
Yes, it is, side by side out of turn number 4. And I tell you what, I'm liking Carlos Vieira too. Carlos Vieira knows how to win here. He's won at Madera in recent races as well here.
These two have been so awfully fast here in Madera all of 2018, and they're flexing that muscle right now. And another guy flexing his muscle, doing some hustle, is the 42 of Matt Erickson. We saw him diving underneath that 51 of Carlos Vieira briefly and back up front. Buddy Shepard showing some tenacity. Looks like Shepard's getting the better of Vernon, perhaps. He starts to edge forward on the bottom as we work their way out of turn number 4 to complete lap number 11. They do give it to Vernon, but Shepard, I think he might be forcing Vernon to overdo it here just a little bit. And we used to call Racing Vernon Mr. Hollywood in his Kern County days because he was always very exciting, but he's also very aggressive, and he has to be cognizant. Almost 3 wide in lap traffic here. Thompson, the 31 of Holmes is getting aggressive here.
Rick Thompson's a former winner on MAVTV as well.
10 to go to the break.
10 to go, 10 to go.
31's going to try to work the bottom here. He's down there. Still there, quarter, bumper, clear.
A lot of these guys are going, wait a minute, this is weird.
Here we go, Gilmer. We're about to go 3 wide here. Wow, wow, wow. Gilmer got washed right up into the wall.
Well, there's still 6 to go this time at the break, but here comes Eric Holmes. Eric Holmes looking to the inside of Buddy Shepard.
Eric Holmes will try and wear him down. How incredible is this? We don't see much of Eric Holmes. He hasn't been in the car much this year. He's been helping the NASCIMENTO team. He can turn up like kind of once or twice a year and be running up front. That is incredible talent from Eric Holmes.
Down the back straightaway.
Yeah,
through turns 3 and 4, and you know what? Eric Holmes, I think, is going to lead him there as they're crashing in front of him. This is a wild night here at Madera Speedway, and we see the yellow checker that's going to bring us to lap 100. And like I said, you would have thought that was for the big money. Yep. What a run there by the 31 car of Eric Holmes to lead them into that lap 100 break.
They do want, they're not super funded, so to win the 10,000 to them tonight, that would be a big thing for that ZAMPA team.
Look at the way they pulled away from Buddy Shepard a little bit there briefly, and Shepard's got a gap on that group. There's a trio of 602 cars led by Erickson, Love, and Herzog, kind of the second pack. But we'll see if this thing stays green, if that second pack can close up on these big motor guys here. Remember, we've had a couple times where Logan ZAMPA has been right up at the top of the points in the last 2 or 3 years here in Madera, and this season has not gone the way they intended. They had so many incidents, they decided they were just not even going to run a rear end on the car any longer. And right now, he's smoking the rear end off that car, leading the way. And look at this nice battle here. The top two in the points in the Pro Lay models and the Junior Lay model points leader all duking it out there for 4th on back.
What a season it would be if he could, Stephen. He'll win the championship with Herzog on the infield. If he could win that 10,000, would be a great season for Matt Erickson.
There's a look at the margin there. Logan ZAMPA's got about 5 car lengths. It doesn't look like Erickson's closing down yet, but usually it takes about 7 or 8 laps for Logan ZAMPA to hit that cushion where he can't really get any further. He hasn't hit that wall yet. He hasn't plateaued yet.
Yes, 11 laps remaining, 10 at the line this time. We've done 140 laps as we come to the line. Look at this battle for second. It's Erickson, Love, and Shepard with 10 to go.
10 to go, and on back-to-back laps, Logan ZAMPA has gained a 10th on Matt Erickson. He is running incredible laps. He ran his best lap of the race on lap 125. Logan ZAMPA might just be figuring out how to spend $10,000. Meanwhile, some company for P2 as Jesse Love's coming into the frame.
Logan ZAMPA in the 92 car looks like he's going to go on to win. The young star from Napa takes the biggest payday of his career, wins the biggest race of his career.
And Matt Erickson hangs on for second on Jesse Love. Buddy Shepard has to settle for 4th. And Blaine Rocha from 26th, his car number, in fact, all the way to 5th. But a big congratulations to Napa, California's Logan ZAMPA. A well overdue return to victory lane in over 18 months. He takes the little guys to victory lane where they belong.
But this one, worth $10,000 and is oh so sweet for Logan ZAMPA.
What a victory by Logan ZAMPA, followed by Matt Erickson. Jesse Love, fantastic podium finish by that junior late model graduate. Then Buddy Shepard, Blaine Rocha, Garland Tyler, Dylan Tucker, Ryan Hart, Randy Hedrick, big comeback, and Colby Berry.